Welcome back to Just Scribble. My 2025 planners from Take a Note have arrived and I wanted to unbox them and share them with you guys. So let me take everything out of the bubble wrap and we will check out what I ordered. Okay, so I did order my 2025 Take a Note planners directly from Take a Note. In the past, I've ordered my Take a Note planners through Yoseka because they are a US retailer for Take a Note, and that's been awesome. But I have actually ordered directly from Take a Note before as well, and the pricing with the foreign currency conversion is actually really good ordering directly from Take a Note, and the shipping is really, really fast. So I decided for 2025, I would just go ahead and order directly from Take a Note. So I did order my 2025 planners directly from Take a Note, and someone had asked me recently, I think on Instagram, how long the shipping took when I ordered directly from Take a Note. So I did pre-order these on the Take a Note website, and then when they shipped, it actually only took 2 days to arrive to me here in South Texas. So I did order with DHL shipping. I think there was a couple of shipping options. The DHL was a little bit more expensive, but once again, with the conversion, the price of my entire order with the shipping was just a really reasonable price, even with that extra shipping cost. And that way the shipping was quick, it had insurance, and it had tracking. So I did order directly from Take a Note. I did order with the DHL shipping, and it arrived to my doorstep in 2 days from Taiwan, which is absolutely amazing. But let's get into my order. So I did get actually a free gift with my purchase. So I got this pen. So this is a Bic pen from Japan. It does say Bic Japan on there, and it says Take a Note, and it's just a ballpoint click pen. It's really light in this beautiful green color. So that was my little free gift with purchase. And then I did order their 2025 calendar stickers. And then I also ordered 2 planners and covers. So let's check out the stickers first. I just wanted to check these out in person. So I added them to my order because they were really inexpensive. But it is 2 washi sheet sticker sets. And it has 12 months Monday start. So you have all 12 months on this beautiful thin washi sticker paper, and they're just little monthly calendars, and I just thought that they would be fun to have. I personally don't like little monthly calendars like on my monthly spreads or on my weekly or daily spreads, but I do tend to like to put little stickers over the months and kind of mark off the months as I go. It's just kind of a fun little thing to do, and I thought these would be good to have for any undated planners that I'm using in 2025 or any sort of bullet journal setups that I do for 2025 in my EDC. That way I would be able to lay down the stickers and I'd have a place to put a little like emoji sticker to mark off the months. So that's why I bought them, to check them out and just to use them for that purpose. But they are really, really thin and matte and really nice. They feel really nice. And you'll see that the months, every other one is brown and gray, and then the Saturday and Sunday dates are in brown, and then the rest of the dates are in gray. I really like the color aesthetics of the Take a Note. So I did order those, and then this was the real reason for my order. So let's start with the smaller. So I got 2 of their new slim bi-week planners. These are 2025 bi-weekly planners. And then I got clear covers for each. I'm only going to open up one because they're the same. Let's see. Let me open up the clear cover. So this is a clear cover designed for this planner. The planner is a stitch bound booklet in standard TN size. And I'm going to put the little clear cover on it so we can see how it fits. It's in this beautiful charcoal gray sort of cardstock cover, but it's not a super thick, stiff cardstock. It's thin. It feels really nice too. It has a nice texture to it. I love the smell of clear covers. It's so funny, or weird probably, but it reminds me of going to Destin in the summer growing up and filling and blowing up like pool floats and things like that. It smells like a pool float to me. But the clear cover fits on there like that. It's like a perfect fit so that you can protect your paper cover, or you can put vellum or decorative paper behind it and change it out for the seasons. You can put stickers or decals, anything behind there. And so you'll have like a little protector over your planner. On the front of the planner, hopefully the glare is not bad because I put the clear cover on there, but it says Take a Note 2025, and then it says Slim Bi-Week, which is the name of this planner. It did come with this little card. All of their planners every year come with a sort of bookmark card. It says freedom on one side. It says the most important kind of freedom is to be what you really are. Take a note. And then on the back side, it has your calendar for the year. And it's a really nice, beautiful cardstock. And this year it is in green, so it has green and black fonts all over it. And this is the one that was made for this size. Depending on the size of planner you get a different size of the card. I have shared these in the past because I have unboxed and shared Take a Note planners over the years. I really like their planners. But this is a new planner for them, and I really enjoy standard size, especially as an EDC option. And so I decided that I wanted to snag one, well actually two of these, so that I could have these as an EDC option in 2025. This year I have been changing up my EDC pretty much every single month just to test out different sizes and different brands and things like that. And I've been really enjoying it, and I've kind of honed in on what I really like. But what I need for my everyday carry changes depending on the season, whether my kiddo's in school or not in school, how busy I am at work, things like that. And then it's also just a nice way to kind of keep things fresh and just kind of be able to play in different sizes. And so in 2025, I will be in ring planners sometimes, bound book planners sometimes, and then my standard TN sometimes for my EDC. And so these planners are an option for my EDC when I am in my EDC. Now, like I said, I did order two of these because when I carry a standard, I need two planner setups in there, and I decided I wanted to get two of these in case I wanted to use one for a different purpose and then one as my EDC option, but they're identical inside. So your first page is just your intro page, looks the same as the cover. It says Take a Note 2025 Slim by Week. When you turn the page, you have your yearly overview page over here with all the months of the year with a Monday start. Look very similar to the little washi stickers that I bought. And then over here, you have a tracker. So it has January through December, and then it has the dates of the month with Saturday and Sunday being in brown, and then the rest of the fonts being in gray. And then the Sundays are bolded. And then it has a place where you can write whatever it is that you want to track. It's kind of a unique tracker that they have, and they have that built into their other planners. I think it's just a really nice way to track things. So you could track the same thing throughout the year, or you could change it up every month, and then you can use this to like dot marker or color in or X off, however it is that you want to mark what you're tracking. And then when you turn the page, you have your yearly index or your calendex. You can also use this for tracking. So you can either put symbols across the top, write words down here, and then you can track in all of these boxes, or you can use this as an index for your planner. You can use this for gratitude. You could use this for your steps, the weather, whatever you wanted. It has the date and the day of the week. Once again, Saturday and Sunday are in brown and Sundays are bolded, and you have them divided by quarters. So you have quarter 1 on this page, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. And then there's a big section at the bottom that you can do all sorts of things with. So you could put a sticker for the month, washi swatches, and then the markers and pens that you're going to use for the month for your deco. You could use this for currently inked. You could use it for all sorts of things. And then when you turn the page, you go straight into the monthly. I did forget to mention, you can see it on the quarterly pages, hopefully, and you can also see it on the monthlies, but it is a grid that's further broken down into an even smaller grid. So inside each square grid, it's broken down into 4 smaller grids. So you have a grid inside a grid. So it's a 2mm grid inside a 4mm grid. And so you have like this mini super faint 2mm grid everywhere else, and then the 4mm grid with the 2mm grid inside of it. I hope that makes sense. But after your habit tracker / Gantt chart and your calendex, then you have your monthlies. It does start with December of 2024. It is a Monday start. Once again, Saturday and Sunday are in brown, and then Sunday's dates are bolded, and you have all of the days of the month, and you go through all of your monthlies for the year. Every other month is gray versus brown as far as the month on the side. So September is gray, and then October is brown, November is gray, December is brown. But the dates for the main part of the month, the Monday through Friday, are all in gray, and then Saturday and Sunday are in brown. And then one unique feature that Take a Note has is that on the side here, on the right-hand side of your weeks, it does indicate the page number for that week. So this says page 88. So if you go to page 88, because the entire thing is numbered, that is the same week in your weekly pages. So it references your week to the page that your weekly is in. So it goes through all of 2025, and then you have January, February, and March of 2026 for pre-planning, and then it goes into your weeklies. Now this is a very unique, I think, weekly layout in that it's a week on one page. A lot of horizontal weekly planners have your week on this side and then a grid or blank page on this side. This one is week over week over week. So it is a week on one page. There's no extra grid page or anything like that on the other side. So you have your Monday through Sunday, and then the week is divided into sections. So it has really faint lines to divide it into sections. So you have 1, 2, 3 sections across for each day. It has the date and the day of the week, and then the week number indicated at the top. And then once again, the months change color. So December is brown, and then January is gray. And you go through all the weeks of January, and then you go to February, which is brown, March is gray, and so on. It has the month at the top in both the month and then the number of the month. Once again, a Monday start, Saturday and Sunday are in brown. And it just goes through all the weeks of the year, 1 week on a page. And it is 52 GSM tomoever paper, and then you have grid pages at the back. Again, as I said, the pages are numbered, and so the back grid pages, which are once again in that 4mm grid that is further broken down into a 2mm grid. The grid pages start on page 94, and they go to page 111, and then you have the last page. This is their 10th anniversary, which is amazing. A place for your name and your contact information, and then the back of your cover. It's really, really thin, super soft and flexible, and because it is stitched, it will lay nicely flat, which I love and appreciate. And so I bought 2 of these so that I would have them as options for my EDC. I may or may not use one of them for my EDC and one of them for something else. I'm not 100% sure, but I did add these to my order, and I will be using these and sharing them in 2025. And then the other thing that I ordered was the 2025 A5 planner in the English edition. And again, I got the clear cover. The clear cover in the A5 has secretarial pockets, the slip pocket for you to stick your planner through, and then a pen loop. And then this is the planner. This is maybe my 3rd year. I think I have 22, 23, 24, and 25. You know, I'm not 100% sure, but I have shared these several times over the years. I actually shared their B6 size last year as well, which is a different layout than their A5 and their A6, but I've shared their A5 and A6 over the years. I shared their B6 last year, and then this year I'm sharing that slim new TN one. And I've also shared their record series and their other standard traveler's notebook inserts. So they have inserts, their record series, which is personal TN size, and then they have other standard size inserts. And so I have shared those as well. I'll put links to all those videos up in the cards in case you're looking to shop. They still do, at least at the time of this filming, have things available on their website. They will at some point sell out. So if you're interested, I would definitely order now and not wait, because they do often sell out and then you can't get one of their planners. But I absolutely adore their planners. And although I have my own planner for 2025 that I designed and some other planners I'm going to be using in 2025, I could not buy one. I have to have one. I don't know. I just really love their design and I love their aesthetic. I didn't really use mine in 2024 to its fullest, and so I really want to use my 2025, and I'm really excited. So the cover this year for the English edition, the regular, is green. They do sell an English version and then a Taiwanese version. The main difference is that this doesn't have any Taiwanese holidays. Like, that's kind of the biggest difference. Once again, I got the little card with the dates on the back, and it's the same size as the card for the standard because an A5 and a standard TN are the same height. And then I got a little business card, has their hashtag, and then a thanks for their 10 years. And then this is my planner. It's wrapped in plastic, so let me get it open. So this is their A5 planner. Their A6 is the exact same setup, just half the size. And then their B6 has a different setup, which is a sort of memo style weekly that I think is absolutely amazing, but isn't something that I needed or wanted for 2025. So I did not purchase one of those. This planner is 68 GSM Tomoe River paper, whereas this is 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. I did get a question recently from someone on one of my older Take a Note unboxings asking about the paper or having concerns about this paper, because I did share my 68 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper testing when I was deciding on the paper I was going to use for my planners for 2025. And so they were concerned about this planner because it uses 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. Take a Note, to my knowledge, does not use Sanzen Tomoe River paper in the 68 GSM. So I do not think that there's going to be issues with this paper, but we are going to do a little pen test just to kind of show it and prove it, because the 68 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper was like a complete and utter fail. And I do, like I said, have a video on that, so I can link that in the cards, or you can search for 68 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper and my testing will come up. I do hope that Sanzen is going to improve and continue to fix their paper so that in the future myself and other shops can use it. So I hope that helps clarify that a little bit. But this is the A5 planner, so it is stitch bound, and it is a little unique in that they don't cover the spine. I've actually thought about, for my 2026 planners, doing a different cover option, and instead of doing the covers like I have now, which look like this, and and wrap around just, you know, like a Sterling Ink or a Paper Tess or anyone else. I have thought about doing a different style cover like this, or like the Hobonichi, where it's a sort of cardboardy cover, and then either an exposed or taped spine instead. I don't know if that's what I'll do for 2026, but I'll probably get y'all's thoughts and opinions on it. But I really love this spine. It does not bother me that it's exposed. I actually think it looks really, really cool. It also helps your planner lay really, really flat no matter where you are in the book. I think it looks nice and it's different. And I like the same feature of a Hobonichi cousin, like the cardboard cover and the taped spine. So I may or may not change that in 2026, but we'll see. That's a little ways off. But I love this spine, but it is exposed, and so you can see the stitching and there's nothing covering it. If you don't like that, you can definitely put decorative paper, vellum or whatever, and then put your clear cover over it. I'm not going to put this on right now, but it is a perfect fit and it protects that spine. So you have the cardboard cover, then you have your end papers, which is like a thicker cardstock in the same color, but it is thinner. It's not as thick as the cover. Then you have your introductory page that kind of sticks to the end papers that says 2025 regular, which is their English edition. Take a note. When you turn the page, you have your yearly overview. You have the last 4 months of 2024, full year of 2025, and the first 6 months of 2026. Then you have your Gantt chart or habit tracker, whatever it is that you want to use this for. In this one, because it's larger, it has 2 spots to write, so you can track 2 different things each month. And then again, the spots for you to use a dot marker, a symbol, a check mark, whatever you want to check things off. And then again, Saturday and Sunday are in brown and Sunday is bolded. When you turn the page, you go into your Calendex. Same exact thing as in the Slim, just bigger. So you have a spot that you can write at the top of each month that is not gridded. It's just a blank spot like that. And then you have your days of the week and your dates with your grid spaces. And then the section at the bottom is grid, but it's not divided. So you can write all the way across, and you can use this for whatever you want. You could put stickers there. And then if you wanted to divide it, you could just darken that line and you could divide this into the sections for each month. This one is not further divided into a smaller grid inside the grid. So it is just a regular grid, and they use a 3.5 millimeter grid. And once again, throughout this planner, just like in the Slim, the font colors, everything is gray and brown. It's one of the things that I really love about this planner. I love the color of the fonts and I love the aesthetic. So you have the first quarter and the second quarter, the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and then you go into your monthlies. The monthly is a really clean, beautiful spread that I absolutely love. It's a Monday start. Saturday and Sunday are brown. I usually draw this line, like I draw over it with a brown line to like further distinguish the weekend. I just really like the way that looks. You have the nice clean font that says December and the year. So it starts December 2024 and then it goes into 2025. And there are grid sections on the sides, on both sides, that you can use to write additional things, track things, make lists. And they're sort of subdivided by week, but you could definitely just write straight down. And then when you get into the year of 2025, it adds the page numbers on the far right hand side, just like on the Slim, so you can easily navigate to the week that you're in. And they do have thumb tabs for the months on all of the weekly pages. So you have January, February, March, all the months of 2025, December, then you have January, February, and March of 2026, and then you go straight into your weekly spreads. So the weekly spread of the Take a Note is a very unique spread. It is a week on 4 pages, so you have a weekly overview on this side, Monday start, Saturday and Sunday once again brown, a little mini calendar here, and then you have a half a page per day for your weekly spread. So it's a kind of hybrid of a weekly and dailies, but the dailies are a half a page. So a little bit slimmer than a standard size TN, but pretty similar in size to a daily in a pocket planner or a week size planner or something like that. So you have this weekly overview, and then you have these dailies that are half a page per day. They do have your timeline and a 24-hour clock starting at 6 a.m. and going to 3 a.m. And there are dots above and below, so you could put your 4 and your 5 and have those hours there as well if you needed to time block something earlier than 6 a.m. or later than 3 a.m. You do have your moon phases, your day of the week, and the date. And then at the sort of lunch hour, your 12 to 1, it has this really faint shading across the page on every single day. When you turn the page from Wednesday, you have the second half of the week. So you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And once again, Saturday and Sunday are in brown, whereas the rest of the days of the week are in gray. You still have the shading for your lunch hour. And you go through your whole month. And then at the end of that month, it goes straight into the next month and so on until the end of the year. And then after the last week of December, first week of January 2026, you have some grid pages in the back, just 4 grid pages in the back. They do have a dot in the center at the top, center, and bottom, and then they have dots on this side to divide it into thirds. So you can divide your page into thirds, halves, or any sort of combination of that. So you have 4 pages in the back. Then you have your last page with your contact information and the 10-year anniversary logo, your end paper, and the back of your book. I really love this planner. Now, I have used this planner for work in the past. I've used it for a few things in the past. I've actually even disassembled my A6 size and used it in my ring planner to test out if it would work for my ring planner. I just really love this planner. I love the layout. I love the aesthetics. There's just something about it that I just really, really adore. And I couldn't pass up having one for 2025. So this is going to be in my lineup. Kind of. This is not going to be a planner that I use as a planner in 2025. This is actually going to be a journal. It's going to be a place for me to use up some stickers and to do gratitude and just kind of journal for myself. In our main catch-all planner, I do micro journaling for memory keeping and things like that. And this will be kind of a mesh between memory journaling and just journaling for myself. It won't be like Dear Diary, personal, private thought kind of journaling that I put into just a notebook type journal, because it is going to be dated and based on what's going on that day or that week. I'm going to use it as a sort of journal and gratitude memory keeper kind of hybrid, or that's the plan. That's what I want to use it for. It'll just be a fun place to write, to use my fountain pens because it is Tomoe River paper, to use up my stickers. It'll be fun to decorate. We'll decorate some spreads together, and it'll just be kind of a fun place to play. So that's what I bought it for, not for any real, planning purpose. I just really wanted to get one. So that is the A5 planner. Like I said, I do have unboxings and shares of this from prior years as well. And I've actually shared setups and things like that. So I'll try to link those in the cards or in the description box. So that is my 2025 order from Take a Note. I got the new Slim, and then the A5 and the little washi stickers. But before we go, I want to do a little bit of a pen test just to show you guys how this 68 GSM paper works, just because people had some concerns. I will say that the Sanzen Tomoe River paper 68 GSM, I know that a couple of us with shops have tested it out and it was a fail. I thought it would be good to do a test with you guys. So we're gonna test all the things, because we might as well be thorough. I did stick those Slims back behind here just to even out the page, because I am using the very last page of the book for the testing. And we're going to start with a Sharpie permanent marker, a Pentel sign brush, an Energel in the 07. I've been working 80-hour weeks, and I finally have a day off for the first time in 6 weeks, but everyone is home, so I'm filming while people are watching TV and movies and things. Next, I have a Tombow 379, a Pigma Micron, a mild liner. I know there has been a lot of commentary and drama about the Hobonichi paper this year, the Sanzen Tomoe River paper that Hobonichi is using. A lot of people are concerned about other brands, including mine, because of all of that, but I did want to point out that Hobonichi uses a 47 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper that no one else uses. The rest of us use the 52 GSM, which has been used for a couple of years now, and planners and notebooks have been used and created in it for a couple of years now. And so the issues that Hobonichi is having is a different paper. So I did want to mention that while I'm talking about paper. So now I have a Play Color Dot. This is from Tombow. It's a dot marker with a fine liner on the other side. I have a Click Art from Zebra. I adore these. One of my favorite pens ever. I have a Live Color or Live Color, however you want to say it. It's fine liner and then a thicker. A Sharpie S Note, a mild liner in the brush. I have a TWSBI Eco, has Sailor ink in it. I have a Bennu. This has, I don't remember what ink it has on it. I'm sorry. Oops. Another Bennu fountain pen. I don't recall the inks, and these are almost out of ink, but... And then I have a Narwhal stub with super wet nib and ink. And then the last thing I wanted was to test a dot marker. Alright, so I have a Maru in tourmaline. And then I have a Zig in, I don't know what color this is, hyacinth. That's our huge pen test. The fountain pens did not feather. They performed as expected. There's no feathering. And in my test of the 68 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper, it was so bad. It was feathering. Oh, it was just terrible. I'll insert a picture right here just so you guys can see real quick. But like I said, I have a video. So that is the front side of the pen testing. And then here is the back side. So there is a little bit of bleed through wanting to happen with the Pentel Sign brush pen, which I was super heavy handed with. And then just this tiny dot of bleed through with the Bennu where I kind of pulled some ink. Nothing with the dots, nothing with the mild liners. And then the Sharpie S Note is just kind of wanting to peek through, but you can see how well it performs. Nothing like the test that I did on the Sand Zen. And like I said, no feathering, which was terrible on the Sand Zen tomoe paper. The 68 GSM Sand Zen, not the 52. The 52 is great. That's my little pen test, and that's my little unboxing. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them down below, and I will definitely get back with you. If you like this unboxing, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos, and don't forget to just scribble.